Sunshines, welcome back to my channel. My name is Liza Jane, and some of you may also know me as Liza Locks. This has probably been my #1 most requested videos, and that is maintaining your own dreadlocks. There are times in life where maybe we can't afford to go to a loctician, or we are stuck at home, or we just need to tweak a couple here or there. Whatever the reason is, there are times that we need to maintain our own locks. And I want to help you get the basics so that if you are stuck at home, if you are in a situation where you cannot go to a loctician, that you can take control back and you can work on them yourself. A big thing for me is I do not like to over maintenance my hair. I think that it can be very damaging to always have a needle poking into your hair. So as a reminder, please don't go crazy on yourself and your locks, because it can be thinning to always be working them and pulling hairs in. Know that when we have locks, we will always have fuzz. I have fuzz everywhere. Think of it as a halo and embrace it. I also really love loose roots, so you won't see me having super tight roots. Now you can go as tight as you would like. Some people like very clean lines. They like them very snug to the head. I do not prefer that. So I'm gonna show you the basics of what I do, and you can always pull them in tighter so that you can create the look that you want. For me personally, I do maintenance on my hair very seldom. I never go down my branches. I like them fuzzy. They're going to be fuzzy anyway, and as they mature, they do pull in a lot of those stray hairs. You can see I have a lot of fuzziness going down each lock. We are more critical on ourselves than anybody else is. Other people don't notice that. I will show you how you can pull in those hairs. Just know that that's something we all have, and there's no need to go crazy on your branches. This is all, of course, just my opinion, and you can take it or leave it, but I wanted to share with you how I do it. I do 1 to maybe 5 of them a week. I do it in bed usually, just 1 or 2 here or there, and so eventually my whole head is done over a 2 to 3 month period. I am going to show how to maintain on a doll's head. This is Brittany, named by my daughter. I will show on her, and then I'm also gonna show on me so you can see how I personally do it to myself. Okay, so what I like to do is when you're working on your own head, it's not always easy to see your sections. And for me, I don't worry about that too much. I just try to pull in what I can feel around. And so I pull those up, and you can see there's a lot of hair not in the section. And so I'm just pulling it. You can kind of give them a twist if you'd like. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my needle, I hold like this, and I'm going to simply pull those through the base, all those loose hairs, so they are through the base before I start crocheting. And you're just gonna keep going all the way around for each one, pulling them in. Then once you have them, the best you can guess that you have them all in, and they don't have to be perfect. Too many times we worry about how perfect they are, and it's unnecessary, to be quite honest, because they're dreadlocks. It's a bunch of knots all together. Don't go crazy on yourself. Let go of perfection. And basically what you're doing is you're doing the same crochet method that I teach in my Making Dreadlock extension video, and you're just doing it about 5 times. So you go in, and I use a latch hook. I like it because it holds on to that piece of hair as I go back in, and it helps me create another hoop every time I go through. So I'm going around, slightly twisting that lock as I go, and about on the 5th time, pull through all the way. So I'm just gonna go down, and you can do this as far down as you would like, especially if you have longer ones that are hanging out, you'd like to pull those in, go ahead and do that. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, pull out, go back in, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you can see that Brittany is pretty darn tidied up. Now you could go all the way down, and if you wanted to, you're just doing the same method. You can go over and over. Now if I'm maintaining and I wanted to go all the way down, you don't have to be super tight on your stitches all the way down, as far as you can go bigger stretches pulling in. Brittany looks pretty good. She's pretty tidied up. Now I'm going to show you on myself. Okay, so on yourself, now obviously I cannot see this section, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to separate from any other lock, any hairs that shouldn't be going anywhere, and I can just kind of pull them out. I'm just separating, and then I pull those loose hairs. See them all around? You're going to pull those up with your lock, kind of give it a little twist. I just went around maybe a quarter, and then I'm going to put my needle in, and I'm going to pull those loose hairs in through the base. Now remember, I don't like super tight roots, so I'm not going to go really close to the base of my head. It's uncomfortable for me. I don't really like the look of it, so I'm basically just pulling in all those loose hairs all the way around. And once I feel like I've pulled them in, then I'm going to take my needle. I try to follow the direction that that lock likes to go and hold it in that position. And then basically I'm going in and out, in and out, and I do this about 5 times, and then I pull all the way through. So I'm going to go in, out, and all the way through. Could continue it down as far as I wanted. I usually don't go very far. I'm just being honest. I don't mind the fuzz that is all over my locks. That does not bother me. If it bothers you, you can continue to crochet down, but I'm just working on those roots. You can start it as many times as you'd like, so you can make sure that all those little hairs are joined in and pulled back in. By pulling the hairs in, you're creating a stronger base, and it's just redirecting those hairs so they know where to go. You're reminding them that this is where they need to be. And listen, it doesn't have to be perfection, but I'm telling you, just doing this little bit to each one is going to help so much, especially your confidence if you feel like the fuzz is way out of control. Okay, so it's tricky when you get to the back of your head, and you have to just simply feel where it feels like things are connected, where they shouldn't be, and so you can just kind of try to follow along. I can feel some that are not where they should be. And then what you're gonna do is, once you think you have, and you could pull your hair back, whatever you need to do to get it away from that section. And then you're gonna grab that lock and kind of give it a little pinch so it makes it easier, so you know where you are. Pull those loose hairs through the base the best you can. It's hard when it's the back of your head, and I haven't had maintenance done by somebody else in, oh my gosh, at least a year. And so, you know, you just do the very best that you can. It's hard for me to look with a mirror, so I go by feel. Perfectly imperfect. So I have what I want in that section, and then I am just gonna start crocheting down, pulling in loose hairs. Like I said, I generally, this bottom row, they're pretty monstrous. They're big locks, and the fuzzies never stay in them, so I don't really go too crazy on these. You can if you'd like, obviously. Sometimes you'll notice some of your roots have lost their shape and they might be very flat. So you can kind of fluff them up between your fingers and give them a little pinch. Keep pinching them all the way as you crochet around so you can create that new cylinder shape. I hope this video was helpful. If it was, please give it a thumbs up. If you loved this video, please subscribe to my channel. I do upload every Monday and Thursday. I would love it if you had any video suggestions to drop them below. That is how I knew to make this one, because I was asked over and over and over again to do it. So it worked. So if you have an idea, let me know. Also, you can find me on Instagram, Liza_locs. I hope you guys have a great day.